Hello friends, I am here with my channel Solving Questions with Gauri Ma'am. Here we solve questions from IIT JAM examination. So let's have a question for today's video. The question is, two groups are given and we have to match these two groups. In group 1, different techniques are given, and in a group 2, their applications are given. So first is yeast 2 hybrid system, electrophoretic mobility shift assay. Then next is chromatin immunoprecipitation, and the last one is nuclear magnetic resonance. So these are the 4 techniques, and here the applications are given as in vivo protein DNA interaction, protein structure determination, in vitro protein DNA interaction, and protein-protein interaction. So we have to match these two columns. This is a 2-mark MCQ type of question from paper of biotechnology 2016. So let's have a look to solve this question. So understanding each technique separately, first discussing with the yeast 2 hybrid system. This is the system which is related to a transcription factor. In case of eukaryotic transcription factor, the factor is having 2 domains, binding domain and activator domain. So when the transcription has to occur, first the binding domain binds to the promoter site, and unless and until the activator domain interacts with that binding domain, the transcription cannot be initiated. This is the case. So this interaction between 2 domains of this transcription factor can be studied using this yeast 2 hybrid system. So this technique is used for the understanding of protein-protein interaction. Where do we apply this technique? When any drug discovery is to be there, this technique can be applied, that the protein drug can, whether it is interacting with the required protein or not. Again, to understand the infectious cycle. Okay, to understand the infectious cycle in particular infection, this technique can be used. So let's understand this technique in a more elaborate manner. So this is a diagram for yeast 2 hybrid system. Here the transcription factor is split into 2 domains. The one is a transcriptional activation domain and the another is a DNA binding domain. So this DNA binding domain binds to the promoter site of the DNA. Here it is shown, and unless the activation domain have interaction with this DNA binding domain, the transcription will not occur. So what thing is done in yeast 2 hybrid system? One target protein is attached with a bed. That is a DNA binding domain, we call here it as a bed, and the binding partner is attached with the prey. That is the transcriptional activation domain is called as a prey. So bed and prey, right? Now these genes are transferred to the yeast cell, and that's why the system is known as a yeast 2 hybrid system. 2 hybrids are to be done in a yeast cell, right? Now what happens in yeast cell? This is a gene whose transcription is to be reported. We need to understand whether this gene get transcribed or not. So this is a gene, this is a promoter sequence to which now this bed binds, and if this bed and prey have interaction because of this target protein and binding partner, then the transcription will occur and will get the reporter protein. So the presence of reporter protein will show us this interaction is taking place or not. In this way, this yeast-2 hybrid system is used to understand the protein-protein interaction. Yes, moving to another technique, electrophoretic mobility shift assay. This is EMSA. See, this is the technique where the protein-DNA interaction is recognized. It is observed that when DNA is run on the agarose gel electrophoresis or non-denaturing polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, it moves faster as compared to DNA and protein. When both are moving, both are moving means when the protein is bound to DNA and the complex is moving, it is having a slow mobility as compared to a DNA alone. So this principle is used in this EMSA, and here the protein DNA interaction is determined. It may be a transcription factor which bounds to the DNA. This can be determined using the electrophoretic mobility shift assay, or some other DNA protein interactions can also be determined using this technique. So the next technique is chromatin immunoprecipitation. This is also known as CHIP. This technique is used for the protein DNA interaction, to understand the protein DNA interaction, but that is in vivo. Whereas the technique electrophoretic mobility shift assay, just now what we have seen, that is used to understand the protein DNA interaction but in vitro, right? So remember this difference: in vivo, that is inside the cell, and in vitro, that is in a test tube. EMSA is used for in vitro, and this CHIP or chromatin immunoprecipitation, this is used to understand the protein DNA interaction in vivo. Okay, now coming to the technique. What do we do in this technique? Here, this first the DNA binding protein, this is cross-linked with the DNA. Okay, and this is done with a formaldehyde in vivo, of course. Then the DNA is isolated and the DNA is digested. It is cut into a small fragments. After that, the antibody, the specific antibody for our protein is added to the solution so that it is get bound with the respective fragment. And after that, this antibody and protein complex is removed from the DNA. Only the DNA fragment is isolated, which is acted upon by the PCR. Using PCR, we can get a number of fragments of the respective DNA and can find out where the actual that protein is getting attached with that particular fragment. Okay. So in this way, this technique used for the protein DNA interaction in vivo. Yes, the next one and the last one is a NMR, that is a nuclear magnetic resonance. This is basically a type of spectroscopy used for the determination of protein structure. Using this spectroscopy, the protein structure can be determined. What do we do in this technique? Here, the radio waves are used and the nucleus or the sample of which the structure has to be determined is applied with a magnetic field. It is kept in a magnetic field and applied with the radio waves. So, what happens inside the structure? There is a nucleus present, carbon nucleus is present, and the when electrons are rotating, it itself is having its own magnetic field. But when we apply external magnetic field, the spin of that nucleus changes. Say the initial spin is alpha spin, it gets changed to the beta spin due to application of magnetic field and with the bombardment or the application of radio frequency. So this nucleus goes to the beta spin, and when this nucleus comes back to the alpha spin, it emits some energy. Okay, this energy is detected by us, and according to this energy we can determine the structure of protein. Here what happens, this is a carbon nucleus and it must be surrounded with some other atoms. Like in a biomolecule there is a hydrogen atom, there is an oxygen atom. So if the carbon is attached with some oxygen atom, then of course oxygen is the electronegative atom. So it will pull most of the electron towards it and carbon will be de-shielded, right? But when there is a hydrogen atom around this carbon atom, this will get shielded, right? So as this will get shielded, it will get less exposed to this magnetic field and radio waves, and it will show a less peak as compared to the carbon atom, which is having attached with the oxygen atom. Okay, so using these peaks, the occurrence of height of peaks, we can determine which atoms are there and how is the structure of that particular biomolecule. So this is about NMR, protein structure determination technique. See, NMR technique is very important as far as the IIT JAM examination is concerned, because there is a one sure shot question from NMR. You can see the last year papers. So you will find that the question on NMR is there. It may be in from that section. It may be in this type. Somewhere it is added in match the columns, or it may be a separate question based on NMR. But remember to do this topic very well. NMR spectroscopy is very important topic for IIT JAM exams. So the answer for this question is option B. That is yeast 2 hybrid system. This is for protein-protein interaction. We can find out the protein-protein interaction using yeast 2 hybrid system. This electrophoretic mobility shift assay, this is there for in vitro protein DNA interaction. Then the third, chromatin immunoprecipitation. This is used for the in vivo protein DNA interaction, and nuclear magnetic resonance is for the protein structure determination. So the option B is the correct answer for this question. Now let's have a question for my next video. The question is from NAT section. This is a 1 mark NAT question from paper of biotechnology 2016. The net charge on the following peptide at pH 7 is. So the sequence of amino acid is given and the net charge is asked for this peptide. We'll solve this question in my next video. Till then, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and also to hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.